Playboi Carti is the most scammy rapper the industry has ever witnessed, and he has managed to pull his fans into a cult that continuously roots for him, no matter how many times he treats them poorly. Aside from having more leaked songs than official releases, due to what he claims is constant hacking, he remains one of the few rappers with a massive hardcore fanbase, despite not releasing an album in the past 4 years. This is because whenever he teases a new project, which, by the way, he has done as many times as his Spotify monthly listeners, more fans flock to his accounts, hoping for something new, only to find them exactly as they left them. Yet, despite this, they always expect different results whenever he teases them. It sounds totally insane, but it happens. He has ghosted everyone, from his fans to his family, including his own son, except Kanye. On top of that, he has been involved in multiple heinous acts, such as stealing beats from his producer, scamming Aiden Ross out of $2 million, and even ripping off his own fans with overpriced merch. Over the years, his fans have expressed their frustrations, threatening to massively unfollow him after he repeatedly failed to deliver an album. They even went as far as starting a petition to have him banned from all streaming platforms for his endless lies. But since it's a cult, all he had to do was tease another album release, and suddenly, the hype was back, making them forget all their complaints. Having made himself a household name in the underground rap scene back in 2015, tracks like Broke Boy and Fetty pushed him to an even bigger audience. Playboi Carti went on to release his self-titled mixtape in 2017 and his first album Die Lit in 2018, further solidifying his presence in the mainstream rap game. However, it didn't take long for Carti to start his suspicious acts. A few months after the release of his debut album, he began teasing his second, Whole Lotta Red, stating that he was already working on the project. Having dropped back-to-back in 2017 and 2018, fans hoped that by late 2018 or early 2019, they would receive another project from the Atlanta-based rapper. But that was far from the truth. By mid-2019, fans still had no updates about the album, but he reignited their anticipation while performing in Milwaukee. Playboi Carti told his fans that he would drop in the next 60 days. And as you guessed, 60 days later, fans received nothing from the rapper, and he went silent for some time. He later returned to Instagram and resumed his usual antics. Him 3 read incoming, 48 hours locked in, and his fans went into a frenzy, expecting the album in the next 2 days. 2 days later, no album. All Carti fans right now, whole lotta cap. And that was his game throughout the year, only to return again in April 2020, posting what was believed to be the cover art for the album. His fans went nuts since it was the same move he used with his first album, which dropped just hours after the cover art was released. But this time, nothing. For months, Carti, his collaborators, and members of his Opium label constantly hyped the album on their socials. Over time, his fans began getting tired of his endless lies. But when he finally decided to drop the album on December 25th, 2020, it became the best Christmas present most of his fans had ever received. They were everywhere, praising his art, streaming his music day and night, going absolutely nuts. And this proved that no matter how many times he disappoints and disrespects his fans, as long as he eventually gives them something, he is the best artist in the world to them. And they believe whatever he touches turns to instant magic. It gets even funnier when you realize that this has been his strategy all along. Before releasing his first album in 2018, he hyped the project for almost 2 years. But with his upcoming album titled I Am Music, he has now spent close to 4 years building anticipation without providing an official release date, leading some of his fans to start turning against him. Exactly 2 years after the release of his second studio album, Carti was back to his usual antics. At the time, the Atlanta-based rapper had taken some time off Twitter, and on his return, he was back to business. Hello Twitter, love all my supporters, it's time. This implied that it was time to drop something new, and his fans, being Carti fans, immediately began anticipating a release. A year later, he unveiled the name of his next project, I Am Music, further fueling excitement as fans begged him to release it. Please make a post saying the album is turned in. 3 story posts in one day, this is it, this is happening. One fan even stated, the only reason he hasn't released music is because he is music. It makes so much sense now. Adding more fuel to the anticipation, DJ Academics confirmed that Carti would be dropping in January 2024.
It is coming. Your prayers have been answered. The guy is ready. He's ready to deliver. This is official. This is confirmed. Okay? It's coming in January.
Crazy enough, an entire year passed, and the same guy was still promoting the same stuff. Yet, surprisingly, some fans still believed him. AK has talked with Carti multiple times in the past about album info, so he isn't just tweeting this for no reason. Throughout the year, Carti kept teasing the release of his third studio album through posts, snippets, and even performing some of his unreleased music at festivals. Fans assumed these tracks were part of the album. The last quarter of the year was his peak when it came to teasing, which only heightened expectations that he would finally release in December. But that was far from the truth. Fans even threatened to massively unfollow his accounts by the end of 2024 if he failed to drop. But, as you've guessed it, nothing happened. It is as unsuccessful as the Area 51 raid. Don't care enough. I'll keep following, and the album will drop whenever, another fan commented. By the end of the year, fans were highly frustrated, and one anonymous fan even started a petition to ban Playboi Carti from all streaming platforms. The petition has gained more than 8,000 signatures so far, stating that the Atlanta-based rapper had consistently deceived and disappointed his loyal fan base with empty promises about album releases. As of now, it's 2025, and the dude still hasn't released anything. One of his fans even asked his ex-baby mama to tell him to drop while she was on a live stream.
So much. Someone's saying, tell Playboi Carti to drop. I don't speak to him, my love. We haven't heard from that man in over like 6 months. We don't know where he is. I don't have no idea, have no association. You would have to tell somebody that speaks to wherever he is. We don't know or care.
And it turns out, Carti wasn't just ghosting his fans, he was ghosting his son too. And this wasn't the first time. On the day his son was born, he declined to go to the hospital and instead flew out to Philadelphia to play video games with Lil Uzi Vert. And by the way, Playboi Carti is no stranger to strange behavior. And by strange behavior, I mean stealing, scamming, or even robbery, as Andrew Tate described it after Carti stole $2 million from Aiden Ross. Aiden had invited Playboi Carti on his stream for a live appearance for 1 hour in exchange for $2 million. He even booked a private jet for Carti to fly in. The stream was highly anticipated, with 500,000 viewers watching live. However, Carti showed up 2 hours late, and when he finally arrived, it was the most awkward moment Aiden had ever experienced. Despite Carti telling Aiden that he didn't want lights, he still showed up wearing a mask, making himself nearly invisible on camera. Aiden eventually handed Carti the bag of money, after which Carti stated that he was going back to the studio to record music, ending his presence on the stream after just 6 minutes. What did I just watch? Most awkward thing ever. This stream made 21 Savage look like a saint. It's like watching a robbery in slow motion. Carti on his way back home. Bro, we gotta do this more often.
So we probably just, that doesn't sound like a scam. It sounds like a robbery, G.
And that was just one of the many times he engaged in such shady activities. Because let's not forget the time he tried to sell his Narcissist Project merch. This venture was filled with controversy from the start, as hoodies featured mugshots of people who shouldn't be given any spotlight. To make matters worse, some of his products were found retailing on Alibaba for just a fraction of the cost. For example, the black helmet he was selling for $5,000 was found retailing for only $29. Similarly, a ski mask he was selling for $40 was available for just 45 cents, implying that Carti simply found items online, printed his narcissist branding on them, and then sold them for outrageous prices, exposing just how narcissistic he is toward his fans. Carti eventually scrapped the merch from the internet, claiming he was hacked and that he didn't approve anything to drop, leaving fans who had placed orders stranded with no refunds. And of course, that's the typical excuse celebrities and influencers give after scamming their fans. Over the years, Playboi Carti has chosen to live a mysterious life, and his fans have been the ones paying the price. He's delayed his music multiple times while also having hundreds of songs leaked, including one of his leaks, Pissy Pamper, which reached the #1 spot on Spotify's US Viral Top 50 chart after being uploaded by a random fan. In 2024, he canceled his tour just days before it was supposed to start, leaving fans frustrated. This coming after multiple postponements throughout 2023. Apparently, the tour was cancelled due to low ticket sales, since Carti hadn't dropped music in a while. But still, some fans believed otherwise. Didn't we just get confirmation from that Kanye DM leak that the reason behind the cancellations is because he wants to protest against his label by not touring? And recently, Spotify billboards have started popping up again, hyping the release of his album. Playboi Carti fans are doing what they always do, hoping the album is finally about to drop, forgetting that this has been the pattern all along. And one thing is guaranteed: the same fans who are frustrated now will be the ones jumping around when the album finally drops. Because at the end of the day, it's a cult.